Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Comic Book Dudes. It's just another Zenescope Monday, so we're trying to get all the Zenescope stuff combined into one little Zenescope ball for you and get that thrown out there so you can grab it and just tear it apart and do whatever you want with it anyways.
Just bite into it. It's
That's
lovely.
right.
So
Scary.
juicy.
Yes. So I'm Aaron Clutter, Editor-in-Chief of Comic Booked, and with me as always is...
Hey everybody, I'm Justin. I'm the managing editor over at Comic Book.
And this week we've got 3 books to take a look at, and we can jump right in there. We've actually we're kind of combining because last week we only had one book, and it's a big deal because it is the finale of a series. It wraps up Volume 1 of Grim Tales of Terror. So we'll talk about that first, and then we'll get right into the books coming out this week. So first off, we got a Grim Fairy Tales Dream Eater Saga cover there for you, modified to include our little hashtag JAZM. So don't forget to use that if you ever tweet about us. And this was a New York Comic Con exclusive cover. And first off, we'll talk about Grim Tales of Terror, number 13, which, like I said, this was the finale for the first volume. Really good series. I've loved this. It's like a Twilight Zone, Outer
Yes.
Limits, the old, House of Mystery or that kind of thing. Those kinds of books. I mean, where you have this story encapsulated within a story, and it's always kind of that a morality tale. Don't do this or this will happen to you. And a lot of these are pretty grim. The name really fits.
And they kind of delve into like urban legends and things of that sort too.
Yeah. Yep, they've done Bloody Mary. They've done a whole bunch of different things. This season, we'll say this 13-issue series. This one we talk about everybody's favorite fairy tale or urban legend, and that is having your organs harvested. Going out to wherever, meeting some girl or guy, going back to the room, and all of a sudden you wake up in a pool of ice or a tub of ice with kidney missing. So yeah, it's kind of interesting because you have the story of the guy at the beginning who is sitting in the bar waiting for a girl, and he's like trying to find somebody he can hook up with, and maybe not in quite
Let's just say
above-board way.
He's a super creeper, creeper.
Yeah, for sure. And then the story that and I can never remember her name.
The
Kirsten?
bartender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done this before. I mean, if I went back and watched my own show, I'd remember what her name is. But she's basically the embodiment of death. She's the goddess of death. And so anyway, she's there, bartender, and tells the story about a guy who, met this girl, and the girl just kind of sits down with him and starts talking to him, and he's just like completely thinks she's completely out of his league, but there she is, and she wants to spend time with him. He's like, wow. So they make it back to the room. One thing leads to another. He wakes up in a bathtub full of ice, missing a kidney.
Yep.
So the story kind of follows the girl who is this organ hunter. We got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We got all those other things, but she's Buffy the Organ Hunter.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's like a harvesting mercenary.
Right. So she is told about this guy who asks for special items, and she really wants a job, because that could be the job to basically set her up for life, and she'll never have to do this again. She can be done. And she kind of wants out of it. So she gets this one last job, even though the guy that she gets jobs from tries to convince her not to. And
she does not ask for details.
Yeah. We'll just say that this job cost her a little more than she thinks it's going to cost her. So yeah,
Indeed,
it's interesting. Pretty good story. The artwork is cool. I can't say enough about this series. If you can go back and pick these up, really good, scary kind of stories, but they have a good morality tale to them. And just a fun read.
Oh yeah. For it being the last issue of this volume, I thought it was done really, really well. And for some, like, the faces remind me of somebody else's art too. Like it's just they really pop out at you. It's really good.
It's cool. So that's Grim Tales of Terror number 13. That came out last Wednesday, so it's still on the shelves. You should be able to pick it up. And we'll jump right into our next title. You want to take that one and run?
Sure, Robin Hood. All right. Um, let's see. This one kind of opens up at the apartment of Robin and Marion. Right now, let me backtrack because I got left off. There's somebody going around killing people, and they're using social media to display their work, as it were, I guess.
Their art.
Their art, yes.
Yep.
Gotta love it. But so we kind of get splashed into that just to begin with. Not really too much detail on that. Kind of transition to a party dying down at Robin and Marion's, and Marion and her girlfriend are about to head out to go do something that isn't quite obvious to Robin, I'll say.
Yeah.
Kind of goes both ways. And then Van Helsing's also there. That's fun. The interaction between Robin and Van Helsing. What's her name?
Liesel.
Liesel, that's right.
Liesel. It was kind of nice to see her back, although it's not really back because this is still, like, this series is pre-Realm Wars.
Is it pre or post?
It's pre because I think it was issue 11, 10 or 11. They mentioned something, and they had something in there about it happening before one of the one-shots.
Ah, okay.
And so if it happens before the one-shots, then it happens before Realm War, because obviously, there's some stuff going on in Realm War, which we'll talk about next, that really changes Robin Hood's little, place in the world here. So, plus Van Helsing's dead in Realm War. She died.
Sure. Well, a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people died. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm still kind of confused, and I'm hoping that, with issue 12 next month of Realm War, everything will just resolve, and it'll be like, everything's back where it should be.
Is next month is the final of that 12?
Yeah, yep. That the finale is next month, and we'll see. Maybe it'll wrap up, and there'll be all these changes, which will be cool too. But who knows?
Gotcha. Well, this one kind of continues. Robin kind of gets keyed into what's going on with these social media posts from Brittany. She gets a text from her, kind of checks that out, and then let's just say she'll go through and try to investigate what's been going on. And Van Helsing tags along with her. So
there's so much going on in this book. It's hard to just tell one story because you got so many. So you got the Cabal, and you got this stuff going on. Well, and that all ties in with Avella, who's Marion's old mentor, who now is controlled by the Cabal and is trying to kill Marion. And there's a little component there of they get Sydney, who is the girl who worked for whoever who was working for the Cabal. And they try to extract some information from her to figure out how to help Avella. And, that's another whole other piece. They could do almost another mini series off of that just to try to figure out what's going on in that storyline.
And plus, we get to see the Rodder, everybody's favorite Rodder. So.
Yep. Yeah, he's always fun. If you read the was a couple issues ago,
it was last issue, wasn't it?
Was it last issue? Jeez, hard to tell.
I think they had the Comic-Con issue, and then they had the Rodder issue.
That's right. So we got some background on him, and so it's interesting to see him creep up again.
Yeah, he's just kind of sticking around him now.
Yeah.
Helping out.
So, yeah, but Robin Hood, number 13, definitely a good one. Pat Shan's writing that. Great art in this, too. Although I'm more impressed this month with the art this week coming up with the art for Realm War. So we'll take a look at that next.
One other thing to add into here. The writer of Robin Hood, of course, Pat Shan. Pat Shan is if you follow him on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, he's a cat lover. And so you'll notice maybe some cats popping up in this issue if you pay close attention.
Yep. All right. So let's get to our big, I kind of feel like this is the big book for this month or this week because, Realm War, we're ticking down to the last couple episodes. This last issue, issue 11 and then 12 is it. So
this one sets the stage.
Yep. We've been waiting a year almost now for all of this to wrap up and resolve, and there's been some great stuff. The one shots have been awesome. The shorts series at the beginning were really good, and this whole series has been great. So been so many ups and downs for Sela and her team, and so much talked about with Robin, which I think the culmination of a major prophecy for Robin Hood happens in this book. That's kind of what I think. And if you guys have read any of the 3 Robin Hood series or the main ongoing, you've heard about the Child of Darkness, and that's the first couple pages of this book. We see her come up out of the gurgling murk as the Ace of Spades grants her the power to become the Child of Darkness. Now, what does that mean? Well, her eye's not light; it's dark. That's what we see in the first few pages.
She's got a few more markings around her eye now also.
Yep. And we see some cool stuff at the end of the book, but it's like the last couple pages. We're not going to spoil that for you. So we've got a traitor in the midst of Sela and her team. And because of that traitor, Sela feels that they need to really speed up their plans to kill the Dark Queen. And unfortunately, in speeding those plans up, they kind of trip over themselves a little bit because, things don't work out quite like the way they want. We do have a huge battle in this book. I won't go into that either because that's in the last half. What else? I mean, this is the charge for the finish line.
Yep.
They're rushing in there, all out, guns blazing, and it's good. This is a good book.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really enjoyed this book. Can't wait for the next one. And then the art was great because there's so many characters in this book.
Yeah,
that it's just amazing.
Yeah, I love the lines, the clear lines, and the colors all meshing together well. It was really, really well done. So
and the Dark Queen takes a husband.
Yeah, and it's not who you think.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. So it's good. This has been a great series. Realmore. If you get a chance to go back and pick up any of the stuff before that, or any of the Age of Darkness stuff over the last couple of years, the Age of Darkness has been really interesting. Leading up to the whole Realmore, which really culminated in Grim Fairy Tales 100, and then kicked off with Realmore 1 through 11 now. But now Grim Fairy Tales, which I think we get back to next week or week after. We jumped ahead a year there. Mm-hmm. So we've been we were on Arcane Acres, and there's a whole different storyline going on there. But I don't think any of the rest of there's not really any other ongoing series. Everything else is just minis.
It's going to be interesting to see, like, once Realmore is over, what happens with Robin Hood's ongoing series. Like we're saying, like that, because
what happens in Realmore 11 here, this is a real game changer for her. So it'll be interesting to see how she comes out the other side of all of this. Yeah. So lots of changes in the Zenescope world. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. Zenescope's been around for 10 years. They're doing a great job this year with a lot of their promotion for their launch books. There's been several new series that have kicked off. I think, was it last week we talked about Aliens versus Zombies, and before that was Coven. So, some really good books. Definitely worth just checking out. The Coven was cool. It was the Return of Baba Yaga, and that was great. I like her. The Robin Hood ongoing is good. Everything's good.
It really is. I mean, Zenescope doesn't have a ton of books, like some of the larger publishers. They have, this handful of books. And because of that, you can tell how much like quality and care goes into those books. Like, it's a passion for everybody there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's nice to only, to worry about 2, maybe 3 books a week. And be able to feel like you're getting the whole story, the whole picture. Right. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. But we definitely appreciate our friends at Zenescope sending us books to review every week and getting that stuff out to you guys so you can enjoy more of what they have and tell your friends about it and get more readers, and who knows.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, definitely. I mean, really, it's not that hard. Drop some of those crappy DC books now.
Yeah.
Anything, 1 or 2 extra books a week, it's not going to kill you. So even just find one that you like and buy it and read it.
Yeah. You could just stick with Grim Fairy Tales. Like, that's the flagship title.
Yep.
You could read that and be connected to everything. So.
Yep. And if you want something that's from Zenescope but not part of the Zenescope universe, you can get Charmed. The Charmed TV show. A lot of people like that, and it's not too bad a show, even set back in the 99s, early 2000s. But they've continued the story at Zenescope through the comics, which is pretty cool. So you can pick up that. I think they have season 8, 9, and 10, or 9 and 10 in the comics. So 10's underway right now.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you have any questions about Zenescope books or older books you want to look at or things like that, check out comicbook.com, where Aaron has written a review of Zenescope books for how long now?
Since April of 2014.
So you go in there and type in just another Zenescope Monday,
Right.
or just Zenescope, really, and you will find all the articles. You can kind of go back and see where you would want to jump on these books.
Yep. Short little reviews. I tried every week, and up until the beginning of this year anyway. So for all of last year, we had articles actually written that ran down each one. I got a picture of the cover, and I got a little review of each book. So it's all there. And then we've got our videos this year. You can go to YouTube and look for Comic Booked. It's 2 words. And then check out our page. And we've got a ton of videos up there. We have a playlist, actually. I think we're up in 30 somethings now as far as videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, click on those. You can see just another Zenescope Monday, 1 through 9. And now this will be 10. So we'll get that up tomorrow, on Monday. And then you can also check out our website, like Justin said, comicbook.com. And we've got our videos posted there as well as the articles. So we really appreciate you taking a chance to watch us, listen to us, whatever you're doing. Feel free to share, like, comment, do all that good stuff. And we would love if you would come to our Facebook page as well, Comic Book Dudes, and like that and share that for us. We're trying to get the views built up on that page, the likes built up on that page. So, but yeah, all our videos are posted on there. So I will try in the next couple weeks to get some stuff to give away. So we will do that next week or week after. So keep watching for that. And, hey, make every Monday just another Zenescope Monday.
That's right. It makes Monday that much better.
That's for sure. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks.